Hello from the Bureau with a severe weather update. Tropical Cyclone Tiffany made landfall yesterday afternoon about the North Tropical Queensland coast as a Category 2 system. It quickly weakened below tropical cyclone strength as it crossed the Cape York Peninsula and is currently located about the eastern waters of the Gulf of Carpentaria, with our focus now shifting to the impacts about the eastern top end. Taking a look at the latest satellite loop, we have a really typical cloud pattern with these spiral cloud bands feeding into ex-tropical cyclone Tiffany. And our water vapour imagery really highlights where the heaviest rainfall and most intense thunderstorms are at the moment. In fact, we've had a number of warnings that have been issued for severe thunderstorms, for damaging wind and heavy rainfall this morning. Taking a look at our warnings, we have a tropical cyclone warning extending from Nhulunbuy all the way to the NT Queensland border, including Groote Eylandt, and that's for gale force winds to develop within the next 24 hours, while the yellow area indicates a tropical cyclone watch, which is a current for east of Beswick for gale force winds to develop within the next 48 hours. Looking at the low develop, you can see it's quickly expected to re-intensify into a tropical cyclone later this evening, and then continue towards the east coast of the top end, developing into a Category 2 system. It maintains tropical cyclone strength for quite a while before eventually weakening into a low pressure system where it lingers across the top end into the weekend. Taking a closer look at the winds, as expected, the winds really start to increase as the tropical cyclone intensifies. We're forecasting gale force winds to develop about Groote Eylandt in the early hours of Wednesday morning, with destructive winds developing later in the morning, while gale force winds are forecast to develop between Nhulunbuy and the NT Queensland border later during Wednesday. And as that tropical cyclone tracks in further, those destructive winds are dragged into the top end with it. Winds of that strength have the potential to cause minor damage to homes and as well significant damage to trees and power lines, with power outages likely. But wind isn't the only impact. We also have heavy rainfall on the forecast. As expected, the heaviest rainfall is concentrated about the eastern and central parts of the top end, with rainfall accumulations of 200 plus millimetres, even reaching 250 millimetres. We're forecasting for there to be flash flooding and riverine flooding, and roads may be cut off and communities isolated. So flood watches have been issued for large parts of the Cape York Peninsula and also for eastern parts of the top end. So if you or anyone you know live within these areas, it's important to stay up to date with the latest forecasts and warnings via our app, website and social media, and listen to the advice from your local emergency services. Bye for now.